Ladies and gentlemen, it's 11:30 and we are live. Hope everyone is having a lovely Saturday night. I'm just chilling, kicking back, relaxing. I tell you what, let me share this on my two profiles. Give us a sec. Alright, so we are gonna go here, doing it right now, and we're gonna go share to news feed, tag my second account, sending it through my first. Alright, looks good, and post, so now everyone can see it. Feel free to comment, it will appear in the video. First time I'm doing this, so let's see how we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go for an hour, from now until 12:30. Then I'm gonna go for a late night coffee. Alright, so how is everyone? Hopefully everything works. When people start to comment, it should appear in this stream. Let's hope. I'll tell ya, we are going to talk about the Joe Rogan thing with Spotify, all these other Fruit Loops that have petitioned to take their music off. We're going to discuss that. It's just bonkers, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute bonkers. But what do? People are insane. They're batshit. They're fucking stupid. Yeah. You can't put brains in monuments. I've said that a million times. It is what it is. So, let's start. Welcome everyone to the stream. Let's begin. Let's start with a video. We'll watch it together. It looks very interesting. And it's Michael Francis going on about this Joe Rogan stuff. So let's play it. Let's have a listen together.
I want to ask you this. Are you on the side of Barbara Streisand, Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, and all these people that are calling for Joe Rogan's head? Do you want to see Whoopi Goldberg thrown off of The View? Let me tell you what my opinion on all of this is. Stay tuned.
This guy is awesome. I love watching this guy. Michael Francis on YouTube. Check him out. Former mafia head. He's just fucking awesome. Here we go. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hey everyone, welcome to another sit down with Michael Francis. Hope everybody is doing well. All is okay on this end. Blessed as usual. Thank you very much for those of you that, always are sending me well wishes. I appreciate that very much. But everything's blessed. Praise God for that. I have to address something. I mean, this is getting to a point where it's really getting ridiculous and it's really infringing upon our freedoms. We have to talk about it. This whole Joe Rogan controversy. I mean, look, it's reaching a point where people can't even express their views.
It's pretty crazy, huh? No kidding. It's okay if they have an opinion, but when others have an opinion, that's not okay. And we're actually talking facts.
I mean, what are these platforms for if not to express our views? Whether we like them or not, whether you like them or not. That's what a democracy is all about, being able to express your views. Now, you're saying it's misinformation. A lot of people are. Barbara Streisand.
How is it misinformation when you've got several doctors doctors going on Joe Rogan's podcast. Doctors. How is that misinformation?
Barbra Streisand demanded Spotify to take Joe Rogan off the air or she's going to remove all of her songs. Well, who is she to do that? Who does she really think she is? That's basically extortion. You're trying to extort Spotify.
Exactly. Extortion is what it is. No different than what the governments are doing, forcing us to get the vaccine or else we can't live. We can't work. We can't put food on our tables.
In a different way. I mean, you're not going to threaten to break their legs, but you're extorting them in a way. You do this or else. You know, Neil Young, the same thing. Joni Mitchell, the same thing. Because he expressed his views, you consider that misinformation, and therefore you're demanding that Joe Rogan lose his platform, that Spotify give up $100 million client that they have?
If you think that Spotify is going to drop 100 million smackaroonies just like that, you are the epitome of stupid.
On their platform, really? I mean, who do these people think they are? I don't get it. I don't understand, does their status, their privilege, the fact that they can act and sing, that gives them this kind of a power that they think that they can, demand that other people lose their livelihood because they express information that they don't agree with. And let's talk about misinformation for a minute. How much misinformation are we getting on a daily basis out of our government leaders? How much misinformation about the pandemic has come out from the White House?
Exactly. And do they apologize when they are actually wrong? No. But because Joe Rogan is so popular and gets out to so many people, and he's actually right, he's not wrong, he apologizes. He's nice. He's like, okay, I've upset a lot of people with what they've heard. I'll apologize for whatever it's worth. I wasn't wrong, but I'll apologize anyway. Because, it'll make people happy. Why not? But government, when they're wrong, wrong. Actually wrong. Do they apologize? Nope.
Both administrations, from the White House, daily, on a daily basis, we're getting misinformation. How much has come out of Congress? How much has come out of all of these platforms on YouTube? Do you want to silence all of them? There's so much misinformation that's out there. You know what it is? When you have to silence these people, it's almost like degrading to us. Like we can't analyze what they're saying, do our own research, come to our own conclusions. We're too stupid. We have to think, Barbra Streisand, like you think. We have to believe what you believe. Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, and all those that are calling for Joe Rogan's head. If we don't conform to your way of thought, well, we're not capable of coming to a conclusion, a rational conclusion on our own. That's what you're saying to us. Now, if you want to remove your stuff, remove it. Who cares? Remove it. But don't demand that someone else be taken off the air. Don't think.
Exactly. What? We're stupid. We can't think for ourselves. You just have to make a stance so that we, the dumb fucks, can listen. Why are you removing your music from Spotify? What for? No one gives a shit. No one gives two fucks. Two absolute fucks about you people removing your music from Spotify. No one gives a fuck. So what are you trying to do? Educate people? How about you educate yourself? And don't worry about other people. How about that?
Think you're better than someone else because you're not Barbara Streisand, nor are you Neil Young, nor are you Joni Mitchell. You're not. You know, and listen, let's take Rogan's case in particular. Look, as far as misinformation, let's deal with that first. I've watched.
Hey, Sophie, how are ya? That's exactly right. That's exactly right. They'll never change. They will say and do whatever they like, regardless. However, over are dead bodies.
Joe Rogan. He has a lot of people on there, and he talks about, he gets information from them, and he debates it with them. He talks about, he agrees.
Yeah, the world has definitely gone mad, Sophie.
He disagrees. Okay, he's not a puppet. He talks and he gets information out of people for all of us to listen to and to arrive at our own conclusions. Remember, not what any one person says is fact. You arrive at your own conclusions. CNN, come on, how many people, they try to impose our views on us all the time. Fox News, the same thing. All of the news outlets. They're not even journalists anymore. They're op-eds. They're people giving us opinions.
Exactly, Sophie. What does Spotify have to do with anything? People want to take down their music. What for? What's that going to accomplish? It's not going to accomplish anything. They're fucking idiots. And people who support them are fucking idiots.
Opinions on something that we're supposed to conform to. Well, no, that's not how it goes. We can listen and we can make up our own minds. But when you try to silence these people and say, no, we don't agree with you, therefore you can't say it. Come on. This is the age of misinformation. You know, I want to talk about the pandemic. And let's get back to Rogan. How many times does the guy have to apologize? He apologized for offending anyone.
Exactly. How many times does he have to say sorry? He doesn't have to even apologize once, yet he did several times. Why? To make people happy. Because he felt, just so bad for Spotify and what they were copying PR-wise. He apologized several times. And still, that's not fucking good enough. Shows you what kind of people we're dealing with.
He said he never wanted to cause controversy. He's only trying to get information out there through the various guests that he puts on his platform. What's wrong with that? I want to hear it. I want to make up my own mind. And let's address what he said about the N-word. Obviously, that was wrong. 100% wrong. We're not supposed to use that. We don't use that. It is degrading. It's like when somebody calls me a wop or a guinea.
I've lost count of the amount of times I've been called a wog. Ah, you wog. Ah, you greasy wog. I've had Aussies call me that. I don't get offended. If some people want to get offended, whatever the fuck, but I don't get offended. But let's get this straight, ladies and gentlemen. Are you for real now? Apologize for what? Exactly, Sophie. Apologize for what? Apparently not. Apparently no one is entitled to an opinion. It's just fucking bonkers. So it's okay, with this N-word, it's okay for blacks to use the N-word towards other blacks. Just throw it out there like no tomorrow. All the fucking time. They're in public. We can hear it. It's okay for them to do that. But white people can't do it. So who's actually being the racists here? Is it us? Or is it them for discriminating against all of us from using it? It's in music. People say it out and about, to each other that are black. It's slang. Yet when we use it, and not in the context that they use it, or to have a go at any of them and actually be racist, alright? When we use it, we are just grilled. Grilled's an understatement. The pitchforks come out. The fucking chainsaws come out. Fucking just absolutely ludicrous. There's no such thing as freedom of speech anymore. Nah, there isn't. There isn't, Sophie. That's long gone. That's long gone.
I don't like it. We don't hear that as much, but I don't like it. It's disrespectful, and it shouldn't be used. And Rogan said that. He admitted it.
It is disrespectful to hear. So, why do we have to hear it from black people? It's not nice to hear the N-word when you're walking with your family to a restaurant to go and sit down, or when you're leaving a restaurant. So, what the fuck?
He apologized to it. He tried to explain in what context it was taken. But he doesn't strike me as a guy that's, has any racial bias. That's me. That's how I feel. Okay, but he's apologized for it. It was several years ago. He's apologized several times. You want to destroy the guy's income, destroy the guy's livelihood?
Yes, they do. That's exactly what they want to do. I'm just having a coffee, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to take a zip. Great iced coffee. People are probably saying I shouldn't be having an iced coffee at this time, at 11:46 p.m. Hey, coffee actually helps me sleep. It's the complete opposite from other people.
Cut him off? Threaten Spotify because of that? Come on, we all...
See, that's what these people do. They threaten Spotify, they threaten Joe Rogan just because they don't agree. This isn't about the N-word. This is about so-called misinformation being posted by Joe Rogan and all these doctors with PhDs and over 40 years in the business. And not even combined, 40 years each. That's 80 years combined. Almost, he had 3 on. So that's well over a century of knowledge. But these fucking dickheads, because they believe the mainstream media, alright, and there's a lot of them, a lot of dumb fucks out there, they, make a ruckus. They want to attack everyone. Attack Joe's character. He's not a racist. Try to get him booted off so he can't feed his family. He'll still be able to feed his family, but that's besides the point. People do this when people have $20 in their pocket and working down at a grocery store. They don't give a fuck. It's besides the point. They want to fucking, harm Spotify. Spotify dropped in the stock market. Speaking of dropping in stock markets, Facebook lost countless of billions. Countless. Or if they keep fucking putting warning signs on people's facts and not only not say their opinions, but tell them they're false and shift a narrative over, to the dumb fuck left, well, of course you're going to lose countless of fucking billions. I could have told you that.
We all make mistakes in our life. It depends how you react to those mistakes. The guy didn't, point his nose up in the air and say, hey, too bad, I'll say whatever the heck I want to say. He said, I made a mistake, and he apologized for it. And what about Whoopi Goldberg's remarks? Listen, do you cancel her? I don't think so. She expressed her opinion. We don't agree with it. But do you cancel her? Do you knock her off the air?
Okay, Whoopi Goldberg, she said quite a whopper. The Holocaust was fucked up. So, yeah. Anyone with half a brain could tell you how fucked up the Holocaust was. So what she said was extraordinarily ignorant. But should she stay at home and not feed her family? No. Should she do sensitivity training? Yes. Learn the facts? Yes. Take some time off? Sure. But people want her completely gone? What is this? What world are we living in? What's society become?
And I'm not a fan of hers, I'll be honest with you, but I don't believe you knock her off the air. I don't believe you cancel her. Okay, so they gave her a slap on the wrist. They suspended her for a couple of weeks. Okay, they got to appease the public. They got to appease those that are jumping up and down.
And that's all it's about. Appeasing everyone else. That's all it's ever been about. Joe Rogan had these videos online for almost 10 years. 2011 and 2012 is when those comments were made, and this and that. They are very old videos. In 2011, no one cared. In 2012, no one cared. In 2013, no one cared. In 2014, no one cared. In 2015, no one cared. In 2016, no one cared. In 2017, no one cared. In 2018, no one cared. In 2019, no one cared. In 2020, no one cared. In 2021, no one fucking cared. Until 3 weeks ago. Until the new year. We're in 2022. 2022. And these videos go back to 2011 and 2012. All of a sudden, now they matter. They didn't matter. What, you think people didn't hear them a decade ago? Of course they did. But now it matters, ladies and gentlemen, because now they have an agenda. I heard about Facebook. Yeah, Sophie. How crazy is that? Serves Facebook right. And a lot worse is going to happen to Facebook. It's going to be the next MySpace. Very soon, don't worry.
And screaming over this, I understand. They have platforms also that they have to protect, so they appease the public. But should she be canceled? No. She has an opinion, whether we agree with it or not. She's allowed to have an opinion, whether we like it or not. And sometimes opinions are hurtful. Oftentimes they're hurtful. But come on, develop some skin, some thick skin, and deal with it. When you talk about misinformation, how much misinformation has come out of Joe Biden, our president? Is anybody calling?
Oh, don't get me started on Joe Biden. Oh my goodness. Joe Biden is an Alzheimer's patient who's reading cue cards. He can't think for himself. And to think they made him fucking president over Donald Trump. Where's Peter Callas? I can slap him across the fucking head for thinking that was a wise idea. If anyone hears this, show Peter Callas this video. And if he thinks he was right all along, tell him to meet me at Oakley and I'll sit down with him. And I'll try not to slap him across the head. Because I only do shit like that in self-defense. But I hear Peter Callas, he gets pretty angry. I just love to hit a lot of people across the head over these last fucking 2 years. I would really love to. Doesn't mean I'm going to. I'd love to fuck Jessica Alba, but I haven't had much luck doing that either. So, everything's cool. But yeah, I really feel like slapping a few people across the head. Just gently.
To impeach him? Fortunately, it's not Trump, or they would have tried to impeach him 20 times already. Okay? What about Dr. Fauci? Masks don't help. Masks do help. I mean, the guy has given us so much misinformation. We've heard it time and time and time again during this pandemic. And you know what? Some of it is not meant to hurt us. Some of it, I think, is meant to compromise us. That's my opinion. You want to cancel me because I'm giving you my opinion?
Careful, mate. They might cancel you. They might cancel you, and then what are you going to do? Yeah. Our left testicle and even our right testicle. Both are fucking testicles. They think we care. We don't give a shit, mate. You can't cancel us. You cannot cancel us. Did you see what happened on the news? It's only the biggest protest known to humankind.
Look, I look at the government and sometimes I'm kind of cynical, but I have a reason to be. I grew up differently. I understand the...
Channel 7 saw that protest, and for once they told the truth. They're like, this is the biggest fucking thing we've ever seen in our lives. Yeah, no shit, because when you fuck people around for 2.5 fucking years, what do you think's gonna happen?
The government operations, how it works. I was close to politicians. I get it. Not all of you have had that experience. I don't take it face value when they're telling me something. They lie all the time. They lie on video. They get...
Of course they lie. But people want to fucking believe their bullshit. Because they're dumb fucks. They're naive. When the universe was throwing brains, they were holding umbrellas.
Get caught all the time, but we just say, hey, it's just politics. It's not just politics, it's lying. And it's lying not to help us. It's lying to protect and help themselves and increase their platforms and their positions and to get their agenda across so they can...
I tell you what, Sophie, Canadians, they're one of the smartest people you'll ever meet. And one of the most humble people as well. That's why I love Canada so much. Once shit clears up, I'm going to go and live in Canada. Completely live. Fuck Australia. Canada's great. You're close to America, you know, for film and television. My career in that. I'm close to Greece, my hometown. Mum and Dad are both from Greece. I love Greece. Who doesn't? Even if you're a tourist, you love going there every year. Don't even have to be Greek. Greece is a 9-hour flight. The red eye. Boom, direct. None of this fucking 18-hour bullshit from fucking Australia to fucking stopping off at Abu Dhabi or Dubai and then going fucking to Greece from there. None of that shit. And you're close to the UK as well. Once you're in Canada or even America, but Canada is like Australia, very, quiet, minus all the, fucked up bullshit. Look, Canada's pretty strict. Their government's not the best either, but nothing is worse than Australia. And Dan Andrews, I'm surprised he hasn't been shot. Like, people act tough, and I don't wish violence on anyone, but Jesus fictitious Christ, you're going to do so much fucking shit to people, and all these hard cunts that act like they're tough. I didn't see anyone fucking do anything to him. So it just shows all these people are one-trip ponies. They do fucking nothing. Not even a one-trip pony. They're a zero-trip pony. Dan Andrews, you know what, Sophie? I reckon, and tell me what you think, I reckon Dan Andrews was pushed down those fucking stairs. I don't think he tripped and fell like the media says. I reckon someone came out of nowhere and fucking pushed him. But they're not going to report that because then everyone's going to get the great idea to do that. They'll do it again and again and again and again until they get the job done. So I think he was pushed, but apparently he fell. But we will all miss the great Johnny K. Yeah, I know. Look, my plan is to spend a good 10 months in Canada each year, do my thing, and come back in November, and then enjoy my November, enjoy December, Christmas time, enjoy the start of the year a bit, and then leave by the end of January. So give or take about 3 months in Australia every year, catch up with friends, family, and the rest of the entire year in Canada. There's nothing here, Sophie. Like, what the fuck am I going to do here, man? I'm 36, going on 37 in August. I got my whole life in front of me, got my career in front of me. I'm so talented. I can do so much shit. but you can't do it in Australia. You can't do shit in Australia. You can't do absolutely squat. No comment we can privately discuss. Yeah, well, look, I mean, we're not saying anything bad. I mean, shit, I'm just saying I'm surprised nothing hasn't happened to him. That's just my opinion from what he's done to people. Shit, it's just bonkers. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't condone violence in any way, shape or form. I'm just surprised nothing's happened. Just absolutely surprised. Yeah, it's turned to absolute shit. It's turned to absolute shit, Sophie.
And impose it upon us. I want to read something about the pandemic, a study that just came down from Johns Hopkins University about the lockdowns. No evidence that lockdowns, school closures, border closures, limiting gatherings have had a noticeable effect on COVID-19 mortality. Lockdowns are, quote, ill-founded and should be rejected as a pandemic policy instrument. That just came down. All the lockdowns, they claim, were worthless. As a matter of fact, they hurt us. They're hurting our kids.
You don't say. What have we been saying for the last 2 fucking years? What have we been saying when they introduced this bullshit lockdowns? Now they finally let it rip, and what did it do? It did rip. It got fucking to 50,000 cases. Now we're at 7,000. Soon we're going to have 0. All right, 50 tops. Because we let it rip, it's done its thing, and now we've got Omicron, which you can't even call, I don't know, people that have copped COVID, the Omicron one, they honestly cannot even call it a bad cold. They can't even call it the sniffles. They were perfectly fine. Had they not gone and done a test, they would have not even known that they had it. They were fine in 2 days. Nothing special about them. They're not, very fit at all. They don't work out by any means. Just average Joes and Irenes. And they were perfectly fucking fine. Because a virus goes down after a while. It doesn't stay around forever at the strength it was. It goes down. The flu still kills every year. And there's quite a few cases where people die from it. A lot of them are fucking asthmatics. There's a lot of conditions with them, but they'll say the flu killed them. You got to put some stats down. What do you think this is? But the flu has become a common thing for the last fucking 50, 60 years. It's been real common. And it's just a fucking bad cold. Get a stuffy nose. But this Omicron is not even a bad cold. I know people personally that have gotten it. They're perfectly fine. They don't know other people have gotten it too. I've seen other people do posts where they said, just today, I'll read it. I'll actually read it. I'll read it. Why not? I'll fucking read it. Hamish Mitchell is his name. Shout out to Hamish. I'll read it because I'm fair. I don't mind spreading both, parts of information and not just the one. I'm not biased, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a horse in this race. All right. I'm just here to state the facts and also state whatever opinions people might have. So I'm going to read it out. Hamish Mitchell, 8 hours ago. And we'll get back to the video in a second. Having COVID is easily the worst thing I've ever experienced. When you start to feel like you are possibly getting through it and coming around and starting to make some recovery, the very next day can take a turn for the worse, and you are back to square one. There's been a few times where I thought I was slowly getting better, but then another flash of symptoms just cycles back, and without going into extreme details about all of the experience, I'll simplify. I'm back in bed again with zero energy, body aches, smashing water due to fever and bashing out the cold sweats while suffering this unbearable type of headache that's not even close to anything I've experienced via any other kind of situation. He says, I eat very healthy, above average in terms of healthy dieting, and I'm lucky I'm one of those people that usually don't get sick very often. If I ever do, it's usually very mild and I make a fairly quick recovery compared to most. From personal experience and where I'm coming from currently, take my word for it, this shit ain't playing and it's no joke. People need to be responsible and sensible in regards to doing the right thing in terms of prevention and spreading it. It's very real and not a hoax, because I absolutely see why certain people, such as immunosuppressed, there we go, immunosuppressed, that word just came out of nowhere. I thought it was going to say immunocompromised. Immunosuppressed. Damn, Hamish. That almost knocked me down with that one. Immunosuppressed, unhealthy or elderly folk, etc., would struggle to make it through this. It's pretty rough. So on that note, I'm reading the whole thing, fair income. If you are one of those people who say shit like it's all a big hoax or it's nothing more than the common cold, go and well and truly fuck yourself and introspect on your views. Please do the necessary dive inwards to reframe your cognitive biases and then re-educate yourself in an unbiased and scientific manner. I used to just let it slip and not get myself involved in those kind of diverse and political conversations surrounding COVID. It's definitely fucking political. Simply because arguing with anyone's biases, beliefs, or opinions is a shit fight. Yeah, I agree. But now I've experienced this, I won't have a bar of it. It's purely anti-scientific. Come on, mate. Scientific. The complete opposite is a scientific or what you're saying, but hey, it's cool, man. It's cool. If you claim anything otherwise, COVID is heavy. COVID is not a walk in the park. And I can agree with him. Because it actually affects everyone differently. We've all got to just learn to live with it. Everyone's going to get eventually. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that, Sophie. People have told me, look, we're all going to get it eventually. I hope that's not the case. I'd like to think some people can go scot-free forever and a day. I mean, I have never copped it. Mum has never copped it. None of my family members have ever copped it. Touch wood, touch wood, touch wood, 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 wood. But yeah, I mean, shit. You just don't know. You just don't know. Anyway, so I put a sad reaction to his post because I feel for him. And I placed a comment. And I guess people can take it the wrong way, but he didn't. He was cool about it. I wasn't writing it to be a smart ass, but I was just being honest. I was truthful. I said, I know several people that have copped it. They couldn't even say it was a bad cold. Barely the sniffles. And they are not even fit. Brings a whole new meaning to each their own with this thing, hey? That's what I said to him. And he responded back saying, I've seen someone else in this thread of comments mention the whole genetic-based thing about how COVID affects others differently. That's 100% relevant to the subject in your comment too. He actually edited the comment. I just saw this now because I'd only read up to there. He's edited the comment. And he now is like, if you are someone who got it extremely mild, I am extremely jealous. Poor guy. Myself and my partner have both been pretty fucked up from it. Oh, fuck, his partner copped. Well, of course, if they're living together and, they didn't know initially, they're both going to get fucking fucked from it. It's been a grueling few days so far, and I know plenty of others who did not have an easy time dealing with COVID too. Fuck, poor guy. I didn't see that till now. I just said to him, get 100% soon, bro. Didn't read that. I just read it now. And he's like, appreciate that, my brother. So, it affects everyone differently. Some get it and don't have symptoms, and other people get it and are bedridden for days. I think it just depends on the individual. That's right, Sophie. Just depends on the person, I have a very strong immune system. So does Mum. We're lucky to have that. Even with the flu, when I've copped the flu, it's a walk in the park for me. You know, we've heard on the news people have died from the flu, but how much can you really trust the news? We used to trust it a decade ago, even 5 years ago. Now, we've lost all faith. I always knew the news were bullshit. It doesn't have to all be bullshit, but, you know, it used to be a good 50-50, you know, at best. But now it's like, fucking 99.99999% bullshit. You know, and 0.1% factual when they do their reporting. So now it's all gone to shit. Yeah. But yeah, even the flu, people have died. So, you know, this doesn't have to be any different. It might just be a bit of a different variant. I mean, shit, we know COVID exists. I mean, fuck. But this whole fucking, you know, mass hysteria they've done over it, I think that, you know, that's just a crock of shit. Of course, media talks and bullshit walks. That's exactly right. The media, you know, they're known for their billboard signs, but all the media is a massive billboard sign saying we are full of shit. Yeah. It's just sad that a lot of people can't realize that.
Kids, masks on our kids are hurting us. Is it misinformation? I don't know. But I want to hear it. I want to make up my own mind. I want to draw my own conclusions. I don't want to shut Johns Hopkins down. Now, you know what? There will be people that will want to try to do that. I'm sure the government is not happy about that because the government imposed the lockdowns. And if there was damage as a result of the lockdowns, they don't want that information to get out. So what are they going to try to do? Suppress the Johns Hopkins study? Why? This is America. We're supposed to be allowed to express our views respectfully, hopefully, intelligently, hopefully, but we're supposed to be allowed to get information out there. So am I speaking up in support of Joe Rogan? Absolutely. Absolutely. Am I speaking up in support of Spotify's position not to cancel Joe Rogan? Yes. Not.
And I agree 150%. Absolutely. I mean, which fucktard wouldn't? I know a few, and some of them, you know, are seemingly intelligent. Acting teachers, you know, people with great professions, otherwise really intelligent people. And then they spring this shit on you. They pull a 180. More like a 360. It's just disappointing to see. Especially when you've respected them so much. It definitely loses a bit of respect.
Not to cancel Whoopi Goldberg? Yes. I believe she belongs in her position, and I don't agree with 99% of what she says, but they shouldn't cancel her. What's good for one is good for the other. We have to stop this, people. You know, one thing that you don't understand, a lot of you don't understand, and how do I know this? I know from the comments that I get. When you give the government an inch, they don't give it back. They try to take a foot, a yard. They don't give it back. The more you allow them to suppress or rein in on our freedom, the more they will try to do that. I don't think you understand how the government works. They do not give it back. And let me talk about one more.
You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. He said it perfectly. They'll take a yard. Heck, they'll take acres.
Last thing before I get off. This is something that the hypocrisy in this is just mind-boggling. What's happening on
Hypocrisy. That's something we've never seen. Ha!
our southern border. Now, I know this for a fact because I've spoken to border control agents from the state of Texas. And what they have told me is that yes, secret flights are definitely happening. They're bringing these immigrants illegally over the border and they're dispersing them throughout the country. They're not been tested for COVID. We don't know if they have COVID. They're coming here illegally. Over 2 million of them to this point. And what's even more disturbing,
How about that? Yet, a poor daughter can't visit her dying mum in the hospital room and she has to wait outside in the car while her mother dies alone. How about that, eh?
more disturbing than that is that the Border Patrol agents told me they're not getting even 10% of the illegal drugs that are crossing the border. Not even 10%. When you put that together with 100,000 deaths last year from opioid overdoses, what does that tell you? Does it not tell you about the hypocrisy that's coming out of this White House? Don't compare it to Trump, please. This is not about Trump. This is about what's currently happening in our country right now and for the past year. Crossing the border. Trump wasn't responsible for that. He tried to shut it out. So if you want to rag on Trump, do it in other things, but not on this. I take it personal because
Trump actually got a lot of shit right. But will he ever see credit for it? Absolutely not.
we were personally impacted by it in our family. And many of you know.
It's no different than the Joe Rogan thing now. They did that to Trump since he became president. I'm not saying all of his decisions were great. A lot of them were fucking stupid. But a lot of them were also really damn fucking good. What he did for small businesses, holy fucking shit. They've never seen a bigger growth. And he's done other great stuff for the community as well. But none of that gets recognized because of what the media push and what dumb fucks believe.
That hypocrisy, misinformation.
There's that word again, hypocrisy. Learn it, ladies and gentlemen, because you are filled with it and the government do it left, right and center.
Come on. Where's our vice president, who's the czar of border control? Really? What has she done? What has Joe Biden done but allow this to happen? And let me tell you the scheme here, so in case you don't get it. When he put it together with the Voting Rights Act.
What are you for real now about the daughter not being... Yep, that's true. That's true, Sophie. And it's absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. When I found that out, I was livid. Livid.
That the Democrats were trying to pass. Understand this. They're bringing as many people over the border as they possibly can, okay, knowing that they're going to vote Democrat so that they can pad the voting booths during the elections. That's it, plain and simple. And if you don't see it, people, I hope you do now. That's it. There's no other reason. Don't think it's for humanitarian reasons. It's not. Don't think these people care. Because if they cared, if Nancy Pelosi really cared, the $500 million that she's worth, she'd spread it out for you.
He's talking facts. He knows what he's talking about. But does anyone listen? No.
Humanitarian reasons. I don't think she's doing that, nor are many of the other politicians on both sides of the aisle. So please don't let them sell you that bill of goods. I'll have a lot more to say about this when a Mafia Democracy comes out. But look, that's it for today. I'm supporting Joe Rogan. Okay, I'm anti-cancel culture. They should stop doing this. This is America. We have freedom of speech. It's in our Constitution. It's one of the most treasured.
And an interesting fact about Australia, we actually don't have freedom of speech in the Constitution. America does. We don't. Technically, we don't have it in the Constitution. We are not allowed to have freedom of speech in Australia, technically. It's not like America. So if they want to come down on us with the law, they could. That's their ace up their sleeve. How's that for tyranny? And that's with COVID or without COVID. COVID's just brought it all out. But in America, they've got that constitution. Freedom of speech, it's their number one constitution. The second is bear arms with their fucking guns. I don't agree with that, but I agree with freedom of speech. And good on them. No matter what, good on them for having the freedom to speak. Australia's become like Saudi Arabia.
Treasured amendments that we have, one of the most treasured rights that we have is freedom of speech. So people, wise up to this. Don't allow them to do it. And Joe Rogan, I just hope they keep you on the air, and I hope Spotify stays strong. And if
Of course they'll keep him on the air. Joe Rogan's not going anywhere.
not, you're going to have plenty of other options because you're great at what you do. So that's it for today. Please subscribe. It's going up and we appreciate it. It shows that you love the content. It motivates to do the best possible job that we can. I have a great team behind us. MichaelFrancis.com, Inner Circle, join my crew. It's packed right now, but we can accept a lot more. We're putting some great...
This guy's really good. If you haven't gone to his channel before, Michael Francis on YouTube, you'll love him. You won't get enough of him.
Content in there. The Zoom calls are wonderful. People are supporting and helping one another on a daily basis. You should see the testimonials we have coming out of the Inner Circle. Not going to break the bank, trust me. We're mindful of people's finances at this point in time. We have to do our job, and it costs money to create this content. So that's it for today. How do I always leave you? Same way. Be safe. Be healthy. God bless all of you. Yes, I'll see you next time.
He says, God bless. That's the only thing I disagree with him about. God doesn't exist. But aside that, and to each their own, what they want to believe, I like facts. I like science. People like him want to believe. Hey, believe until your heart content. Yeah. People can believe in, until their heart's content. People say to me, oh, Johnny, you're always having to go with people that are religious. No, to each their own. People can believe whatever they like. All right, we're coming to the top of the hour and we're going to call it a wrap because Instagram only allow an hour. So this is going on all platforms. So we've got to be mindful of the people over at Instagram. We can't discriminate based on platform. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and before we go, we have 53 minutes. We've still got a few minutes to go. Before I go, did you see on the news? I'm sure they wanted to report that, and I wish that was bullshit. That's the only thing that I wish, was bullshit. In our favor, but it's not. They've done camps. What did, the crazy people that were going on about, fucking COVID, anti this and anti that. Didn't they say they're going to make camps? Where they're going to have people? Or what have they done? Hotel quarantine is a thing of the past now. They're going to put you in this camp. They're going to treat you like not a second-class citizen, a 10th-class citizen. It's ridiculous. It's bonkers. It's crazy. And people thought none of this was going to happen. Whew. Weren't you all fucking stupid? And still are. Ladies and gentlemen, should we play some exit music? Or play the one that we had before? It's a nice song. Who am I? I'm Johnny K. JOHNNYK. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. A lot of yous were listening. Only one person wanted to comment. Lovely Sophie. Thank you, Sophie. People got to start commenting. I don't bite, ladies and gentlemen. I don't bite at all. But I get it. Who wants to comment on such crap like this? Why would you want to get involved? Why would you want to speak out and say anything? I get it. Don't worry. Crazy times, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy times. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Hopefully soon, sooner than later, all this will be over and we won't have to worry about any of this bullshit anymore. I'm sure, Sophie. I'm sure. Well, I do when people piss me off. But yeah, normally I don't bite. Hey, I just hate listening to people's shit, Sophie. You know me. You know me well. I can't stand bullshit. It just drives me nuts. But if, people are reasonable, if they're logical, I don't bite. But when they're stupid, when they're ignorant, when they're dumb as fuck, when they don't have a clue what they are talking about, I'm going to lose my shit. And people think I'm the bad guy for doing that. Well, they can live in their world and I'll live in mine, and my world is reality. So ladies and gentlemen, take it easy. Have a lovely night. Stay safe. And I will see you all in the next live stream. Peace out.